fact, the show's getting ready to start up again this month.
What show?
For Skinwalker Ranch.
There's a show about Skinwalker Ranch?
Dude, they've got some. You've seen this guy. He's a PhD scientist. He's working there. They're trying to figure out why this place has all these weird energies. And every time someone tries to dig, something bad happens. One of the guys got hit in the head with something, and he said it actually separated his scalp from his skull. And they believe it was microwave energy that did it. So somebody was shooting microwave energy at him when he was digging this hole out there, making his scalp separate from his skull.
And that's what happened to all those cows. They were skinned with no blood.
They don't understand, bingo, what was going on. Yet they looked at some video, and there's something in the air that's above one of the cows when it drops over, and it can't get up. And it just hangs. Oh, there's video of it, dude. Like I said, it's getting ready to start back up. They brought in ground penetrating radar and found something that was about 4,200 feet long, about 20 feet under the ground. So they tried to drill down to it. And as soon as they tried to drill down to it, the ground started shaking. And the guy said, hey, check out that telephone pole over there. The pole
this was on a show?
This was on a show.
What was the name of the show?
Skinwalker Ranch.
The show is called Skinwalker.
It's on the History Channel.
The History Channel.
It starts up May 5th.
Okay.
Dude, it's great. It's got so much. These are scientists. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're not telling you what you're looking at. They're just saying, hey, that's something. What is it?
I wonder how much of it is like hyper sensationalized just for TV, and how much of it's actually legit.
Well, I'm sure that it's like everything else, man. I mean, you always you go into a commercial break with not telling them what the answer was to the.
Because that guy Bigelow just did a podcast with Joe Rogan, and I watched it because I'm like super into these UFOs types.
He's there.
He didn't say one thing about Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy because he's in the video. He's on the.
I was honestly kind of disappointed with that guy John Bigelow, what he was talking about. I mean, he wasn't very lucid. I mean,
I'll use the word drip. He's a drip.
No, it didn't seem like that. It seemed like he was just kind of like not there. You know what I mean? It just seemed like he wasn't as informed as you would like him to be, or he didn't.
When you see him in this, like he was when he first got there, and they brought on the two new scientists, and they started talking about digging, and he goes, "Oh no, there's not going to be any digging here. Every time we start digging, something bad happens."
Yeah. And
so he started with all the things. He goes, "We're not going to talk about it right now because I don't know where you guys are at on this. We're going to look at a few other things." And the scientist that was there actually went down to this area where this energy is coming up out of the ground, and the energy got so heavy he actually got sick to his stomach. He's like, I don't know what's coming up through here. If this is electromagnetics that's coming up through here, but he got deathly ill. And all the phone batteries went dead. They couldn't keep a drone in the sky. They keep seeing something in the sky. So all these odd phenomena is going on. And what they're trying to do now is they're putting cameras up in just about every square inch of the property, so they cover everything and trying to figure out what's going on.
Right. So,
and it kind of ended last season on a note where they had dug down about 20 feet and hit something. He goes, dude, whatever's down there, I can't get through it. It won't let me drill down any farther. And like I said, the ground started shaking because they looked up. He goes, hey, check out that telephone pole. And the telephone pole was swaying back and forth.
What?
So he didn't know. And you've seen this guy on TV before. Once you see him in this flick, you've seen him before. So he brings a certain amount of reality to the show. Like he's really looking for what it is. He's like, I'm not telling you it's anything until I see what it is.
Right, right.
And because the guy that owned the ranch before Bigelow said that he actually had material that was from extraterrestrial craft that he has locked in a warehouse. What was his name? Dang it, I can't think of his name right now. But he when he sold it to Bigelow, he told them what was going on with the place. So whether it's, again, is this a spiritual place because of the earth? Is this an earth movement thing? Is this related to Native Americans that lived there at one point in time? Because
is it even? I want to see it to believe. I have to see this shit to believe it. Like,
well, see, the Skinwalker. The whole idea of the Skinwalker is this is an individual that can morph into animals, and he's kind of a spirit. The Navajo really fear him, but for whatever reason, it's just attached to this. Again, obviously, the name Skinwalker Ranch. And has gotten the strangest coverage because everybody tries to go in there and look at something, but they can't really do anything because the batteries go dead, the cameras die, and then once the camera went dead, they couldn't record the event that was taking place. But it's going to be back on, I think it was May 4th, which is a Sunday, May 5th, and it's going to, like I said, it's, again, all it's going to do is validate a lot of what we're talking about today. there's something bigger that's going on.
Right. But the problem, though, is you can't really validate it because it's a TV show, you know?
Oh, for sure. I mean,
it's like so great. It's so entertaining, and it sounds like you want to fucking believe it. It's so fun to watch, and it's so fun to talk about. But just because because of the fact it's a fucking TV show,
sure,
you can't validate. You're like,
sure.
oh, it's a fucking TV show. Actually, it's the opposite. Because it's a TV show, now you can actually dismiss it.
Sure. So like I say, man, they've done some things that are interesting. I mean, they brought some power meters on and look at this energy that's coming in. And when they triangulated it, he goes, it's coming from above us. It's not on the ground. It's coming from above us. So they were trying to figure out how high it went up. So they actually made this balloon and attached this EMP device to it that could measure the amount of electromagnetic pulse that was coming down.
Yeah.
And got it to a certain point, and then it burned up and dropped out of the sky. Mm-hmm. So, like I say, the whole show is full of, obviously it's something interesting going on at the ranch, whether it's, UFO related or if it's some sort of anomaly that the property does because it's maybe more iron than not.
Right.
I don't know. But it's like I say, man, it's coming back out.
There's definitely some weird shit happening there.
Oh, definitely some odd things that are going on. For me, again, that's really kind of the draw for it. But
so explain that again. Explain that again with the guy who said that's bullshit. I'm gonna fucking dig anyways.
Yeah, Thomas Winterton is one of the guys on the Skinwalker Ranch that actually works. He's a ranch hand.
Yeah.
And as he got hired there, each of the ranch hands were told, listen, when you come onto the property, there's no digging. And he was like, well, why can't we dig? And the guy's like, because we don't want you digging. And he's like, well, I don't understand why we can't. I don't want you digging on the property. They didn't tell him there was anything spooky about it. Didn't tell him there was anything UFO associated. They said, I don't care what you do on the property, but no digging. So he was putting up some fence posts. And after he, I guess, was with this thing for about 20 minutes to a half an hour, he's like, this is bullshit. I'm going to go get the Bobcat real quick, and I'm going to drill a hole down here and put this post in the ground. So he went back and got it, came back up, started to dig a hole in the ground, and got this excruciating pain in the back of his head. And he said he was nauseated. He didn't feel good. It was almost immediate. So he left, got back home, realized that there was something bigger going on. So they brought him to the hospital.
Yeah.
And when they brought him to the hospital, they took an x-ray of his skull, and literally on the right-hand backside of his skull was a knot, but they couldn't figure out what that knot was from. Well, then as they x-rayed it, the scalp was actually coming off of the skull and looked like almost like an area where fluid had filled up. And the doctor was looking at it going, I've never seen this before. How did this happen? And he's like, I was on this field digging, and all of a sudden I got a pain in the back of my head, and here I am.
What's up, world? You just watched a clip from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes. That's right, you can get weekly, pure, uncut content straight from the jungles of Colombia. If you want to watch the full episode, make sure you go to patreon.com/concretevideos. Peace.